Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast heading into this Friday. Yesterday, we had highs in the low 90s. We also had storms developing mainly along and east of Highway 75. Look at the differences of rainfall in Topeka. 0.11 inches and then 0.81 at Forbes. I always talk about this. Anytime we have a huge difference in rainfall totals around the area, including the Topeka area, I always want you to think about, what if this was snow? Yes, you're not going to get quite as much moisture because colder air holds less moisture. But what if you did? You get that 10-to-1 ratio. That would mean Billard got about a little over an inch, while Forbes got a little over 8 inches. That's why there could be vast differences in how much snow falls in a particular area. That's why we put our snowfall totals in ranges. That's why it can even be outside of that range. It's very, very tricky to forecast exactly where some of the heavier downpours or bursts of snow end up being with precipitation. And you can see we got close to an inch in the Kansas City area. And so overall across northeast Kansas, many spots getting into that blue, which is about 1 to 3 inches. And of course, getting into that heavier rainfall earlier this week around the Fort Riley Keats, just west of Manhattan, in that 6 to 8 inch range. Another area of some heavy rainfall up to the northeast, including yesterday around the Sabetha area. Got about 4 to 5 inches of rain so far this week. Of course, that may not have occurred all yesterday, but certainly throughout the week got some higher rainfall totals up there. For today, most spots in the low to even mid-90s can't be ruled out, and then upper 80s also can't be ruled out either, with a mostly sunny sky, so that's going to keep our UV index on the high side. In fact, it's at 10, very high, 20 minutes of burn time if you're not protected. Temperatures over the weekend will be very similar, with the warmest temperatures in north central Kansas, relatively cooler down to the south and east, but still on the hot side no matter where you go. And again, Sunday's temperatures will be very similar, maybe a little bit more in the low 90s everywhere, but you get the idea that this heat is going to continue over the next several days. We have been talking at times about the chance for some showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. In fact, between today through the weekend, we may have pop-up showers and thunderstorms developing, but it would be very isolated. So even though you'll notice that everyone's getting less than 1/10 of an inch, at least here in the WIBW viewing area on both the European model and for most areas on the GFS, although getting a little bit heavier in places like Topeka and Emporia, there could be some heavy downpours for those that actually do get those pop-up shower and thunderstorms in the afternoon due to daytime heating. We have enough instability continuing to stick around in the atmosphere where it's a possibility in the late afternoon and early evening hours. Anytime after 4 and mainly before sunset, because once the sun goes down, we lose that energy, we lose the daytime heating, and we get those storms dissipating fairly quickly once the sun goes down. Again, we'll kind of keep an eye on that for both today, tomorrow afternoon, also on Sunday afternoon, but a lot of the rainfall stays out of our area until after sunset Sunday night. This is when showers and thunderstorms return to the area as a cold front pushes through. This is going to be our best opportunity for showers and thunderstorms for the next 8 days for Sunday night. Although, maybe the 4th of July, especially in the afternoon, evening hours, just in time for those fireworks, that's going to be a concern. Otherwise, look at next week. More in the upper 80s, at least through Wednesday, and then starting to warm back up as we get towards the end of the week, including on the 4th of July itself, getting on the hot side. However, with that cool down early next week, there are signs that we might be able to get a little bit of a break from the high humidity. Look at that, Tuesday into Wednesday. Maybe in the comfy category. We'll be keeping an eye on that. This is just one computer model. As dew point temperatures forecasts can differ between computer models, just like temperatures, just like rain chances. So it's possible, but I do expect temperatures for dew points to be on the higher side over these next couple days, keeping that humidity level in the humid to very humid category, which means most areas in the mid to upper 90s for heat index values, and perhaps even reaching triple digits at times. Now, taking a look at our extended outlooks, we're in the green in both the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlook, so we are still keeping an eye on this unsettled weather pattern continuing for the next couple of weeks. Equal chances of below normal temperatures and above normal temperatures, though. So at least that's an improvement. Of course, we do have those temperatures at least a little bit more seasonal, if not a degree or two below average for this time of year as we head into early next week behind that front Sunday night. So it'll be a nice welcome cool down. And obviously we'll be keeping an eye on if that does come with the lower humidity too, which will make it for even nicer conditions, at least to begin July. All in all, just stay weather aware over these next 3 days. The good news is most severe weather is going to be on the low side, if there is going to be any at all, for our storm chances for the next 8 days. That includes Sunday night, and right now that includes any storms that may exist on the 4th of July. Lightning and locally heavy rainfall are going to be the primary concerns overall. Otherwise, if there's going to be any severe weather, it would be strong winds. But we'll continue to keep you updated on a daily basis. Have a great day.